Oh my gosh, it's been 6 weeks?
It's been
Eight
6 years and I'm
weeks?
starving.
I don't You haven't eaten since I talked to you
No.
last? Holy shit. Dude, you gotta eat more, okay? You gotta eat more. Welcome back. If you don't know who it is, then just leave. Get out. Get out. No,
hmm
don't. Leave. Stay. Subscribe, like, comment. Comment your favorite thing of the episode so far. In the past 20 seconds, what have you liked the most? Let us know.
Yeah. Mm.
This is the No BS Design Show.
My
It's a
hair.
show where two bros talk about design on a show without the BS. So if you're a freelancer, entrepreneur, designer, digital nomad, developer, Webflow person, Figma, Xano, uh, this is the show for you. Today, our topic is X, Twitter. Sorry, I can't curse this early in an episode. Twitter/X versus Threads. Hey, Jonathan, how are
hmm
you?
I'm good. I'm here to drop hot takes. That's why I'm here.
Hot takes? Okay,
Oh
I'll
yeah.
drop hot takes too. You're probably wrong. Hot take. Boom, roasted.
Hot take, you're wrong. I'm right.
um
But I'm good.
yeah, so we haven't talked in 6 weeks because I've been out of town, but now I'm back and we're gonna talk about the most important thing that's happened in the world since I've been gone, and that is obviously Elon making Twitter into X and Instagram releasing Threads. So let's just get
Clearly.
this started. Jonathan, why don't you just take it away? What are you thinking?
So let me piss everyone off here. So no, but I don't know where to start. Like, so I mean, there's a lot of debate with X brand versus Twitter. I'm not going to give context because people, if you don't know, you've been living under a rock.
Yeah, if you don't know, yeah, just leave.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So some people hate it, some people love it. I think there's some nuance to it. Like the I think the rebrand to X in the long term is a good decision. But in the short term, it's gonna be tricky, to say the least, to make people like stop referring to Twitter as Twitter, or refer to X as Twitter. I even did it myself. So,
Dude, I mean, do you know how
like
much
it's
brand equity they had? They had like
yeah,
20
exactly,
years of brand.
exactly. Especially in like government-related sort of like even governments were using or are using Twitter as a platform where they like publish official news and so on. Like, I mean, presidents are using it.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna take a lot of effort to make people change the wording. But I don't necessarily think they need to, because as long as everyone knows what platform they're referring to, it doesn't really matter. But the reason why I think it's a good thing in the long run is because of the specific plans the great Lord and Savior Elon Musk have for the platform.
Mm-hmm.
Clarification, that was sarcasm. So like on a like 3 to 5 year timeline, like I texted to you before this show, I think it's a good move because of his planning to do more than just like a social media platform. Are you familiar with like WeChat or things called Goji and those apps
So I'm
in parts of
familiar
Asia?
with WeChat, which is WeChat owned by Meta?
No, no, no. It's the Chinese government owned.
Oh. Meta owns WhatsApp. Is
Yeah,
that the same?
yeah.
Like
No,
similar? Is that a similar platform? No. Okay.
no,
So what is
no.
WeChat then? I really don't know. I think it's like a
Yeah,
mega app, right? Like a super app.
yeah, exactly. So what it's called is a super app, and basically like WeChat. Most people are familiar with WhatsApp, for example. If we make the comparison, like
Yeah.
WhatsApp is a messenger. You send messages, and you can also make like stories, but it's not really a primary feature. WeChat, on the other hand, and the other example I mentioned, Goji, I think it's called, are
Mm-hmm.
super apps, which means that you can message, you can do banking, you can order food, you can order rides, you can send money, and it's a normal social media platform with a feed like any other app. So you do literally
Mm-hmm.
everything in one single app. And sure,
Do you use
there's
apps like this?
no, because it's not available in like the West. It's only in
Okay.
Asia. And so sure, there are issues, potential issues with having those kind of super apps, because then one company has a shit ton of power. But just from a kind of business perspective and like ease of use perspective, I think it's a massively good move. And I think the reason people are generally kind of negative towards the move and are mostly confused when Elon talks about the super app concept is
Mm-hmm.
that most of the conversation is from a very Western perspective. Because like
Mm-hmm.
most people in America, the continent, and Europe, and so on, aren't really familiar with the concept. So we don't have anything to reference or like think, oh, it's similar to this. So we just assume that, oh no, this is some stupid Elon Musk bullshit he just made up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it's
But I
just
would argue that even the concept of a super app, I have issues with because, like you already mentioned, like too much power. I don't even mean that. I think, like, if we could relate this to like running a business, I've seen these softwares that are like a super business app where it's like you can do invoicing, banking, you can do client relations, CRM, like
mm,
email, like those never work for me because they're too much and they can't specify and get really good at one thing.
mm,
Like I never like them. So I prefer to separate that. I use Slack for messaging. I use Linear for project tracking, Gmail for mail, and Stripe for payments, right? Like because they're
mm,
all good at their own thing, I kind of doubt that a super app like X, like that he's trying to build, is going to end up sort of like a little bit bad at everything. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that for sure. I've never had the opportunity to like use one of those apps myself. I've seen my ex-partner use it, but I've never like hands-on used it myself.
Yeah.
And like just from looking at the app, like looking at someone else using it, it seems straightforward. But then again, yeah, I haven't used it.
Mm.
But I definitely see your point of like average at everything, but good at nothing. Um,
Yeah.
but
So I
honestly,
worry
I
about
don't.
that. Plus,
Yeah.
I
Mm,
just think that they're throwing away such a legacy of the Twitter brand. Why not make X
mm,
the parent and then keep Twitter within it,
mm.
maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Um, I was gonna say, I don't think it matters too much if the user experience is a little bit lacking, because convenience beats everything. If people can like post their usual updates, do their banking and order food in the same app, that's at least my theory is that that's still gonna beat any other kind of options out there, because it's just so convenient. You have everything in one
Hmm.
place.
Maybe.
So it's just like
Maybe.
I'm looking at it from just like a kind of marketing business perspective. Um, it's like what typically works, and like typically convenience is what beats everything.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't really have faith that he's going to do it correctly. I mean, even if you look at the rollout so far, seemingly he decided one night that he was going to change it to X the next day,
Mm,
and then he like changed the app icon on web but not on iOS, and then Twitter Blues was still Twitter Blue even though it was called
mm,
X. Like I
mm,
don't really have faith in him to pull this off. I really don't. It seems like he's disorganized, and I know people are like, just ship it, like that's very popular.
yeah.
Yeah, just ship it when you're like bootstrapping a startup with two people out of their living rooms. Yes,
Mm,
ship it. But when you're dealing with like one of the largest social media companies in the world, I think maybe have some like intentionality behind it.
yeah,
I don't know, man.
yeah.
And I do like to switch it to Threads for a little bit.
Hmm.
I know a lot of Twitter people hate Threads, whatever. I really enjoy Threads because it's way parsed down. Like it's like the bare features, but it's
Hmm.
kind of like less chaotic. Like it's just like
Mm,
you can scroll through, check it out, tweet or whatever it is, post.
Right.
But it just seems like simplified. And I think in my life, at least, I'm just like looking to simplify.
Yeah. I guess like just one final note on before moving away from Twitter. I think
Sure.
just my main point with it is that it's already a proven concept in like a massive part of the world that holds most of the world's population.
True.
So like calling it a concept that doesn't work, I'm not saying that you call it that, but I know people are. It's just not true. Like it is working.
No,
but
I think the concept could work. I
yeah,
just
it's
don't
just
think at the expense of Twitter.
yeah. I think it's just it comes down to like the implementation, and the rollout of the new Twitter has definitely been lacking. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I think it's a concept that will work. Give it some time. But Threads.
Where do you see it in like 5 years or whatever? Where do you see X then?
I see in like, let's say like 5 years from now, I see X still being X, but like more have integrated like food delivery and perhaps like Uber kind of a similar feature. And maybe if he manages to do payments as well, like kind of like person to person kind of payments, individual payments.
The Cash App.
Because yeah, essentially, and because he's already like done this kind of financial systems with PayPal and everything, so it's not foreign to him. And also the X kind of concept is not something new that he's just recently started talking about. It's like he was talking about that early 2000s, and so it's like something he's been wanting to do for a long time. So I guess it's very messy rollout right now, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm positive to it, at least.
I mean, I guess hearing you talk about it, if he can make it smooth to where like right now I have on DoorDash, I have a premium subscription because I did the math, and if you order twice in a month, you save money on like fees or whatever. So you only have to order twice in a month. But let's say like Twitter Blue, see, I'm still saying Twitter, but let's say that Blue or whatever like loops in food delivery and the social boost and like some customization options, and they like kind of combine it with food delivery, ride sharing, like they make you premium and all of those things at once. I could see myself just financially canceling DoorDash as long as X has the same restaurants that I like or whatever. Like I could see that working. Genuinely, I could see that working. If it makes sense to me as a user, I'll do it, because why wouldn't I? But I still feel like X should have been a parent, and then they should have a Twitter section within X maybe, but that's only because I've loved Twitter effectively my entire life. Like as long as, because I was probably like 12 when I started getting on Twitter, and it was my favorite social media. It has been this whole time. So like I feel sad seeing Twitter die, because I think it's such a great platform. And it's not dying, but it kind of feels like it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, it's not dying; it's just reshaping. But
it just kind of feels like it, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I disagree, but that's where we're at.
We'll see.
But let's talk about Threads for a moment.
Okay.
Like okay, hot take. Setting the stage.
Yeah.
So like Threads, obviously everyone knows what it is. New platform from Meta. They saw a massive hype in the beginning. Everyone thought it's the new Twitter killer. Like Facebook, the big guy, is coming in and doing everything. They gained. I googled it while you were talking. They gained 295 million users. So let's say 300 million users, which is a massive number. But then very quickly lost the majority of it. I didn't find that number, but the majority of it.
That's to be expected, though.
Yeah, that's to be expected. Yeah. And my thing is, I really don't think Threads as a platform will succeed. I really don't. And I really thought this from the start, from the get-go. It's not something I've just now thinking that they've started losing users. Just because of the way they pitched it. Like the way Mark Zuckerberg pitched it was like a friendlier place than Twitter, like a family-friendly version of Twitter, essentially. Which sounds great,
Yeah.
but that's not a pitch to users. No one wants a family-friendly place. Advertisers want a family-friendly place. Users don't care about if it's family-friendly or not. They just want to be able to consume the content they want to
Yeah,
consume.
I don't really care if it's family friendly, but I can tell you how I feel different about the two because I've used both. Have you used Threads much?
It's not available in Europe. That's one of my more points.
My bad. That's my bad. Okay, I have put this in my bio on. I've started putting in my bio, like on Twitter. See. I'm not gonna stop saying Twitter for a while. I'm just not.
Yeah.
On Twitter, I put designer here, artist on Threads, and then I link to my Threads. And on Threads, I say artist here, designer on Twitter, and then I link to my Twitter because I feel like Twitter is so tech heavy. Like I can't really share art there. It doesn't feel right there. On Threads, my feed is very art heavy, very like painting, creative, like not tech. Like I don't get as much tech on Threads. So I share very specifically those things on those platforms because I feel like they fit better. So like I see a world where they both coexist. I don't think that Threads is replacing Twitter because I think they appeal to a different audience.
But isn't Instagram already serving that purpose? The art, like as an art social media platform?
Yeah, but I think a lot of people enjoy the text-based, like the style of Twitter / Threads. Like I enjoy that more than Instagram. Instagram, I feel like is way oversaturated. I feel like it's like super spammy where it's at this point I just feel like Instagram is like algorithm pleasing posts. Like it's not like real. And I feel like currently Threads is back to like what Instagram used to be. So I don't really like Instagram that much because of that. But
yeah. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Like maybe they're planning to long-term kind of abandon Instagram and move to Threads as their main kind of thing they focus on, especially since you can log in with an Instagram account to Threads. Like they're really trying to migrate the users. But another point of why the hype is a bit, according to me, a bit overhyped for Threads is that, like, yes, they got almost 300 users, 300 million, sorry, users, which is an insane number, but it's only like 2.5 something percent of all the like Meta platform users.
Yeah.
So it's like a not very high conversion rate, especially seeing the way they promoted Threads in Instagram, the app. And yeah, that's it. It's a very, very small conversion rate.
Yeah,
So
I don't
just
know. I don't really care. I mean, I just care about how I use it and how I enjoy it. But I don't know. It might fall apart and they might cancel the whole project, or it might just like sort of fade away slowly. I could see that happening, but I also think that a lot of people who are not a fan of Elon's changes to Twitter might move to Threads. I don't know.
Yeah, I have a very hard time seeing that just because of how established X/Twitter is. Like especially like you said in the tech space, and like certain governments are using it too, and journalists and so on. And like yes, like the whole free speech kind of ideology of Elon Musk is very context based. It's free speech when it suits him, but
Yeah.
so that's an issue. But I really don't think Meta is a better platform in terms of the free speech situation, especially how they're pitching the platform as a family-friendly platform, which is really just like saying to advertisers that, hey, your content is safe here, like please give us money.
Well, I mean, I will say I came into this very pro Threads, very anti X. But if X maintains Twitter the way that I like Twitter, and then like seamlessly integrates these other things, I could see myself liking it again. Like, not that I don't like it right now, but I'm nervous about it. But if they do that well without making the app feel super cluttered and like chaotic, then I'm open to it. I have doubts as to whether, especially with Elon in the lead, whether they'll be able to do that well. I have doubts about that.
Yeah.
But if they do it well, you're kind of convincing me, like you are. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Like, and just to be clear, like I'm not saying like go X is the winner or Threads is like a bad platform. I haven't even tried Threads because I can't. All I'm saying is that like the rollout of Threads and the marketing of Threads is complete shit. Like it's a very bad rollout in my opinion. Yes,
X
like
has also
it's
had
not
a bad rollout.
Yeah, for sure, exactly. I just think the path X is heading towards is a very good path, but the road is going to be super rocky. Is my assumption. And just like even, I mean, Threads isn't even available outside of the US, and like just that alone, I feel like is a bit of a like.
That is dumb.
Like,
I mean, it's like one of the largest companies in the world.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, what is happening there? You know, it's crazy. And they're like, oh, GDPR. But I mean, yes, but like, I mean, you already have a number of platforms where that's figured out. So
yeah, it seems like a bad. Like they could have built it and got it all ready for global. Like, why didn't they do that?
Yeah, exactly. And it's normal. And most.
So
yeah.
I don't know. I have issues with both X and Threads at this point. So
yeah, I guess that's the conclusion. It's all shit.
You know what I'm doing? You know what this all comes down to for me personally is that I've been reworking my entire phone structure and like focusing more on like my own things. Like my home screen is now just one slide. It's mostly widgets. It's mostly information. Like I'm trying to use my phone less. I'm trying to like read more. I'm trying to have social media only there when I'm looking for it and not like in front of me.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, who cares? Like make what you want to make. I'll probably use it either way, and hopefully I'll just end up reading more educational books. I don't know. Like,
yeah. I mean, yeah, who knows? We'll see what happens. Give it a year or 2 years and we'll see where we're at by then. But
yeah,
I just wanted to show my screen too.
I mean, I hope that it goes well because I love Twitter. But
yeah, same. I'm
all right.
confident.
Well, audience, what do you think? Comment. What do you think about Threads? What do you think about X?
Twitter or pro Threads?
Should we X the X? Yeah.
Oh wait, I did the wrong thing. Like that.
Like, subscribe, comment. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
And we'll see you next week.
Oh yeah. See ya.